It's just gone lunchtime. This is the third and final hour of All Angles here on eNCA. Good afternoon. I'm Masego Rahlaka. Now, we've been following numerous stories for you throughout the course of the day, and many of them have had developments by now. So at this moment, if you've just missed any news during the course of the day, here's how far those stories have advanced at lunchtime. We are joined by eNCA reporters. We've got Siphamandla Goke, who is monitoring the ANC NEC meeting. Manqoba Mchunu is at the search for missing church members, and Heidi Jokos is monitoring a protest by unemployed teachers. Let's start with Siphamandla Goke in Nasrec in Johannesburg. Sipa, the president being recused after presentations this morning, I understand. So the highest decision-making body of the ANC is now officially discussing what should happen with him after that report last week. So we can expect that at the end of the day we'll know his fate.
A make or break meeting for ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa. His fate will be decided by a meeting that is currently underway behind me. Whether he survives or he gets the chop, that decision will be taken by the National Executive Committee of the ANC, which is the highest decision-making body, and his allies are fighting hard to keep him, to protect him. I think there is some movement behind me. My colleague Lingendabambe will show you. It appears as if members of the NEC are on a lunch break for now. That will not be surprising because it's just after 1. That tells you that the deliberations are not over. They are trickling out to go for their lunch break. I see Dr. Zwelim Kize there, a presidential hopeful. Senzo Mchunu is also there. So those are NEC members of the ANC that are deciding President Cyril Ramaphosa's fate. It's going to be a night of long knives. It has happened before with former President Thabo Mbeki and former President Jacob Zuma, whose fates were decided by the NEC of the ANC. The main reason the president was recused is simply because this matter is about him. He's been given an opportunity to leave members of the NEC to deliberate on his fate freely and democratically. Let's take a listen to Pule Mabe, who speaks on behalf of the ANC.
The release of the Section 89 report has attracted great public interest as it relates to the future of the African National Congress and its leader in the person of the president. We can assure you that he is capable of managing all of this. We have done so in the past, and we are going to do so now. When we emerge out of this NEC, the Treasurer General would outline what is the position of the ANC to assure the citizens of this country that the ANC is still very much alive, and to outline and direct what our members of parliament are expected to do next year, tomorrow when they go to the National Assembly. So the president again asked to be recused. The NEC has accepted that recusal. He has been recused.
All right, and Manqoba, you're covering the story of church worshippers who drowned during a baptism ceremony at the Yaqske River this weekend. What's the latest from the rescue operators?
Well, Masiko, what we do know at this stage is that the search and recovery operations are going to continue today, but we've been told, of course, that they've stalled this morning due to the rainy weather, and that's the reason why those search and recovery teams could not go today to that particular scene to look for more of those church members that had drowned. But as far as the update is concerned, we understand, Masiko, that 2 of the congregants are currently in hospital. There are over 14 congregants that have been confirmed dead that were recovered yesterday by the teams that have been working throughout the day to recover some of those congregants. But also we do understand that the youngest of those victims is a 3-month-old baby, and the oldest of them 60 years old, Masiko. And these are members of one family that was here earlier on trying to find some answers and trying to locate if their loved ones had been found. And of course, at this particular point, the search and recovery team said saying that they're going to return to that particular area. But we were there earlier on, Masigo, and I can tell you that we can still see the remnants of what happened there over the weekend. There's still pieces of clothing that are there on the scene, as well as candles, and we understand that this is an area that was used by many of the people that had wanted to carry out rituals. We did see some of the people there when we went to the scene that are still going on with some of the rituals in that particular area. But as far as the operation is concerned, Masigo, the emergency services saying that they're still going to go out. They are looking, if the weather does clear up, then those search and rescue operations, or recovery operations rather, Masigo, are set to continue.
All right, let's go to Heidi Jokos, who was with qualified unemployed teachers who protested outside the Department of Basic Education offices in Pretoria. Heidi, what are their demands?
Yes, so they're basically asking the Minister of Basic Education to respond to their demands, and they want to be employed at various schools across all provinces in the country. You had Build One South Africa coming together to also support qualified teachers, and they've made some serious allegations, Maseko, about the fact that qualified teachers are unable to get posts at various schools across the country, and the reason for this is because they are unable to buy posts, or they are not affiliated to a particular union. Of course, this is a worrying concern because you have qualified teachers saying they want to work, they are qualified to do so, but the other allegation is also the fact that the qualified teachers, the unemployed qualified teachers, are saying that education assistants are rather employed instead of qualified teachers. So it's a worrying concern for them, and they want the minister to respond and address the matter urgently. An official from the Department of Basic Education did come out to address the crowd and indicated that the matter has been attended to briefly and will most likely be dealt with by the end of this year. Whether that happens or not, we'll just have to wait and see, but the department has indicated that they will most likely engage with the qualified educators that want to be placed by next year to try and make sure that they are able to employ them. I think what's worrying is the fact that you have willing and very able educators that want to be placed, and they are just failing to understand why this is not happening. We've seen the state of our schools, we've seen the urgency to get educators. Is it a budget constraint? What is actually at play here? We're not entirely sure, but the department says that they are dealing with the matter and they are trying to address it.
All right, that was your All Angles lunchtime update on eNCA with reporters Siphamandla Goke, Manqoba Mchunu and Heidi Jokos. In fact, I'm told